D&D Beyond up.
Still not working in Tailsfire?
I haven't tried it yet. Getting your stream pulled up too.
I think we ended the last session with y'all taking a rest for the evening.
Yes. Long rest.
Right. Ooh, baby, I can't throw that shit. Never stopped this man before. Yes. Give you it. Damn it. You know. Is it?
No, it's not gonna work. Oh well.
If you still wanted to roll in Tailsfire, you could just use Beyond the Spire.
Yeah.
You just have to turn off rolling in D&D Beyond. So waiting for Phalar to get in.
I am loading. There it is.
Ah, okay. Those y'all rest for the evening. Getting ready to sit out on the this masquerade ball within the Feywild. As Klaus, as you and Ophelia kind of settle in for the night, she steps close to you and says, "Are you ready to accept your dark gift?"
I am.
Takes another step closer. Then with almost a speed, pulls your head to one side and then bites into your neck. First, it's fine, but eventually, after a course of minutes, you start to feel a little lightheaded. Then, as that dizziness kind of increases, vision eventually fades to black. And as you come to realize you don't have a need to breathe. Things almost feel a little cold to the touch. As you blink up and look at her without Ingwer just hands you a vial and says, "Drink this."
I will open it and drink it.
As I'll say for the rest of the night, she explains what the whole what to look out for. Avoiding running water, how to tips on how to avoid the sun, and kind of just guide you through the steps of what you need to prepare yourself for.
Okay.
And then she smirks and says, "Now that you've accepted the gift, time to show me what you're really made of." And she picks you up and throws you on the bed.
All right.
You can guess
What am I listening to right now?
It's a fanfic, Jerry. What do you think this is? You thought this is D&D?
Oh my
It's the
god!
vampire fanfic.
The class became a vampire?
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're sleeping in you're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm talking about above the table, but anyway, it's fine. You guys can keep going.
Yeah, you're hearing this from the other room.
Yeah,
Very loud.
but above the table, yes, he's a vampire now.
I guess. Where is it?
So we'll say you two spend the rest of the night doing that. If you want to roll on those two tables.
That's what I'm trying to do. As soon as I find them. What's everybody else doing for the rest of the night?
And what are the rest of
Cintra's helping the tavern keeper clean up the acid trapped rooms.
All right.
I was probably just trying to unpack the absolute chaos that just happened.
All right. Or eventually you all settle down for the night at some point. Eventually, morning comes. There.
Um,
Everybody talk all at once.
yeah.
So what are we doing next?
We gotta get him a suit.
Oh yeah, that we do.
Who?
You.
Yes, you, because you're going to a fancy ball.
Ah, okay.
We're working undercover at a fancy ball,
Okay.
if I remember correctly, because there's some kind of illegal activities going on, and we're there to bust it.
Yeah, the guild believes that Cole members are using this party as a cover to conduct business.
Not the cult again.
Business with the elite.
Yep.
Why is it a cult again?
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
everywhere.
They're like cockroaches.
Yeah. Even I'm in a cult.
I mean,
Uh,
Cult of life.
in Otto, you tried to flip off the leader of one of a cult.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but does Otto know that that's what caused him to transform above the table?
Above a table, you have no idea. No idea what caused you to transform.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I don't like that guy.
Where's the D100? There we go.
Are we
D100.
going to the ball the same night, or have we long rested?
You be long rested.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the following morning.
Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. I've been trying to figure out why my keyboard isn't working because you plugged it into the Xbox.
Yeah, that would do it.
I was like,
Okay.
it's lit up, it's flashing when I click a key, it's plugged into the wrong thing.
So I got a 65 on that late.
For
is-
the vampire one or the other one.
The other one, I gotta see what that will be. The other one, I gotta go back to our Discord and look at it. So it's only a one.
The
Happen-
vampires the vampire roll tables to figure out how much that's gonna affect them.
Yes. $100. $89. 89. Potent lineage.
Okay,
Stronger than the parent.
so closer to being a full, like almost much closer to being a full-blooded vampire than say you are full. Well, I mean, technically, Klaus will be a full-blood vampire at some point, but
Yeah. But they'd be stronger than me. Stronger vampirism than the parent. I guess we should.
I think if Ilya would get dressed and then say, "Guess we should find the others."
Yes.
Or, but before she leaves, she turns to you and saying, "Oh, here, take these," and she'll give you 3 more vials. So that's enough for 3 more days for feeding.
Alright.
Beyond that, you'll probably have to go hunting.
Sounds good. And I will fill in the early morning rays, start to feel unnatural on my skin. I'll pull my cloak over my head more and put my mask on to try and block out most of the sun. And then
Yeah, I think with the hood and the mask, you should be fine. Guys, one thing we never figured out was, I guess, consequences for if you don't feed.
Yeah. I guess I get weaker or whatever. I don't know.
Probably maybe levels of exhaustion. I thought
Yeah.
for simplicity.
Because why not?
You have to roll to see if you go into a vampire frenzy and attack the first person you see.
Yeah.
Alright, as the rest of you waking, eventually Phalar and Otto, you see Ophelia come out.
But come out of where?
She comes out from downstairs.
Oh.
As the two of you are kind of in the lobby. the
Oh.
main floor.
Oh yeah,
It
Silas's
appears that
house.
we have others that are waking.
Otto just waves at her and greets her. Good morning.
He nods. Klaus, like I said, let you describe the changes they see.
Right now,
It's probably
They probably went to
very subtle at this point. Maybe a little paler.
yeah, probably a little paler. You probably
That's not your.
trying to think.
Yeah.
Something I can think of right now. I'll think of more later once I take the mask off and stuff.
Okay, but yeah. Yeah, so really they're only able to see like parts of your pale skin, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks over at you, Otto, and saying, "You need to get dressed. You need a outfit for the ball."
Yeah.
Earth to Otto.
Good talk, Otto.
Oh, he was talking to me.
Great conversation, Otto.
No.
Yeah. We're going to get the clothes.
I don't know.
Upstairs.
Maybe something in his closet will fit you.
Closet?
Where clothes
Where-
go.
Where's the closet? Which closet are you referring to?
He just points upstairs.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
we can.
one thing you missed was because Silas was also invited to this party. He's like, I don't have time for this. Screw the party. Go raid my closet and go deal with that.
Oh, yeah, I can check the closet. Raylan, are you going, or you already picked out?
He's already got his.
Oh, all right. Guess Otto will just go up by himself, or whoever comes with him.
All right, I'll leave it up to you on what formal outfit you think Otto would probably wear.
What are the choices?
You can see in the general chat kind of what everybody
Yeah,
chose.
but I mean, really, I'm leaving it up to y'all's imagination on. I mean, considering
That's
how
what I got, and then above that is what Klaus has on.
you gotta think of it like you're walking into a walk-in closet of like a trillionaire who clothes for a giant ass closet. So
A trillion. I really did get a sugar daddy. No wonder Klaus is dripped out. Look at that. That's why
So
he
they're
can
the type
model.
that like to dress poor, the type that likes to dress like nobility. They may have different stuff in their
Let's
closet.
see.
What race would you say Ophelia is? Ophelia.
elf
Oh, okay.
or it's kind of hard to tell because of her.
Elf's fine.
Yeah.
Let me think about it while you guys are figuring out whatever you guys are doing next.
I guess we're just getting ready to go to the party, getting stuff ready.
Wait, I thought the party should be at night.
The party
is. We gotta.
the party is in the Feywild.
Yeah, we gotta get ready to travel.
Oh,
We should probably stock up on stuff. I guess potions or anything else. I know Singe was still. Is Singe down here with us, or is he somewhere else?
The ball is in the Feywild?
Yes.
Did we figure out how we were getting there?
The invitations are kind of if you're holding an invitation, you kind of feel this pull. The invitations kind of act like a beacon toward where you need to
Okay.
go.
Hmm. Completely different idea. Okay. I imagine not everyone like sleeps a whole lot when they're resting because we're all weird, interesting characters, whatever. Where would Faye be? Because Singe might hang out with his friend then. Getting
I think Faye right now is in Silas's house.
Yeah, I'm over here.
but you never left that room. Spent the whole night there.
Yeah, I never left it.
He's probably in his alchemy thing in the floor.
Yeah. He's been pretty much spending most of his like the downtime for rests and stuff reading the book that he picked up that is what he identified the herbs he's got off of.
Well, once Singe is done making amends with the tavern keep, he'll return eventually and
I guess I
I guess
just
just
find
keep the
a
company.
random clothes.
Random suit.
Mm, that's an option.
I mean, it's a formal ball, so formal attire is required.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that could work.
Unless you want snooty rich people looking down on you, like a servant. Ooh, some lonely little
No, I
peon.
just find blue suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Singe investigated the traps remain for a tavern, did he get any information out of them?
I don't think you investigated it last session. I mean that
I
sigil
kind of
is
just left it as a final event.
yeah that sigil is like burned into the door, but like if you want to investigate what it means, but
I imagine just for like the tavern keeper's sake, he might have questions about who's burning these symbols into his
yeah,
premises.
definitely.
And so, in favor of him, he'd probably investigate it, maybe even turn it into whatever authorities.
Now leave us also say if there's that magical item from a deck that's at the bottom of a 100-foot pit. Y'all want to try and grab that?
Pit.
Yeah, from where that guy fell in.
Yeah.
Guy fell in a pit.
But the
Deck of cards guy.
yeah.
Oh, that whole street battle was some deck of cards experiment. Right.
Yeah, because the rest of the entire deck all happened at once.
Yeah, and it included the guy had a 100-foot pit appear underneath of him and a magic item appear with him in said pit simultaneously.
Yeah, so yeah,
Unless you want to like simplify it with a roll, and that like somehow Singe comes into sight of this deck, because I still remember upon sight he's eating it.
What egg? Wait,
Singe was a bit mortified by that weird bodily transformation from the deck, and so like he consumed slash destroyed a deck to prevent it from doing that to any other people. See if you think it's somewhat harmful. You like dismantle the magic by eating it.
yeah, you talked about it, but I don't think you got around to it.
Yeah, because like
Yeah, I've just not seen it. But like, if at some point I somehow talk to the guards reporting about the weird burn traps in the tavern, and I somehow cut across the deck and vision at some point, I'd just gobble it up.
I think the Arcane Eye probably took the deck with him.
The all the cards are still there. It's just that it's just that all the faces of them are now blank. So if anything, it's more like you got blank cards, blank playing cards.
So what futz around from the deck, just eat up. It's like, so I don't know if he like bumps into it. And this is like down a pit where I guess the guy's body's still lying here. I don't know where this pit occurred.
Yeah, if you look down the street, you see a red square. That's where the pit is.
Okay.
Only thing the guards are doing is just guarding it to prevent anybody from getting hurt.
I'm trying to see here.
So maybe we just need to briefly roleplay this out. So I guess Singe comes forward with a guard. Is like, I have a warning about someone setting up strange traps in public premises, and they like have like a scribbled on parchment of the
Yeah, what the
trap.
the thing looked like. Okay.
Yeah, they seem to be using this variation of the trap. You might want to make a public announcement or warn people. I'm curious why you guys are still here on the street as well.
Why are you saying this to the guards by the pit?
Yep. I mentioned the first guard I see, and they're the most visible.
We're just here to prevent anybody from falling in the pit and hurting themselves.
Where's the pit?
Right where my mini is.
Oh.
If you no longer need anything that might have fallen inside the pits, I could help cover it up.
Oh, it's a pretty big pit.
How wide is the opening?
It's about 5 feet wide, 100 feet down.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
While Singe is talking to them over there, can I be down? I want to be down here, and I want to cast fly on myself using the spell book.
Okay.
Oh?
Remember, it's you have to use charges equal to half the spell level.
So fly's a 3rd level, so it'd be 1 charge.
Yeah.
What do you want to round up? Would that be 2 or 1?
2.
2, okay. While Singe is talking to them, I want to nosedive down the pit.
You nosedive going about 100 feet down, eventually see it's kind of scattered on either side of the pit. You see it's a pair of gloves, a pair of leather gloves with all these intricate symbols that in the kind of a swirling pattern that up almost near the knuckles, you almost look like kind of like plates, but they seem to be made of stone. Kind of all around where the knuckle of the glove is.
And just probably gonna offer. Not so much offer. He's gonna like pull out that barrel he's had and probably. Do I need like a perception check to notice him flying down the hole?
Yeah.
He's just passed.
10 total.
Nope, guards don't see a thing.
I probably just start like
Must have been the
putting the
wind.
barrel over the hole to like measure the amount of material I need. I'm thinking of using the wood of the barrel.
Well, I need more
Could
than
probably-
one barrel, perhaps.
I would agree. I do have some extra material that might fill in the gap. I guess the pit goes dark while the barrel is just kind of like sitting over the hole. I'm just investigating my inventory for other material.
So wait, are you like putting it over the pit and letting go, or are you just like?
Unless I hold it like line it up just right so it falls clean down. I think it might just like sit like a lid or something. I could roll. We could roll to see if it just slips and falls down anyway.
I'll say, is this happening the same time as Klaus is down in the hole?
For the order of events, I feel like it is.
All right, so I'm gonna say, Klaus, make a dexterity saving throw. So you happen to be flying upward and see this barrel come flying toward you.
A dex saving throw, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I dropped it.
15.
You manage to like you're over to the left as like the barrel kind of like scrapes against you. You probably get like a splinter or two before eventually almost pass and eventually tumbles down. The rest of it free hear a crash at the bottom of the pit.
I'll yell up at whoever dropped it and say, "Take it easy up there. Someone's down here."
Guards immediately turn.
Oh my, there's someone down there.
Turns. As a guard,
Has someone gone to rescue him?
as you're kind of getting toward the top, you see both guards are now leaning over the hole, looking down at you. Hey, what you doing down there?
When
I
did-
slipped.
When did you get down there?
I
Is this above table?
was down there
No.
whenever
That
Singe
is the
was.
same part in character.
I was down there when Singe was talking to the guards. I saw something at the bottom, so I hopped in.
Oh.
Well, they'll get out of there. It's not a safe place.
Real quick, above table, I just want to say, wouldn't it be hilarious if Phalar was out there and he just decided, hold on, give me a moment, and was just whips out his portable lab, and the guards would just like glare at him like I'm making a hole in the ground while they're standing next to another hole in the.
Like, what are you doing?
They'll probably just be like, "Did you make the other hole too?"
Wait, portable what?
I've got a portable hole. I don't know if you was Otto gone for that.
No, I think it was here.
What?
Yeah, I think
Wow.
you've shown them in totem already.
Like portable hole, but like, what is it used for?
I have an alchemy lab inside of it.
Oh.
It has 28 square feet of floor space, so I paid a furnisher to get some wood, and then Singe made the wood and infused the table with a little bit of the Avernus ash so that I don't burn anything. And then I've got a bookshelf and a chest of preserving and an ever bright lantern in there as well.
Okay.
As long as
So
you
it's a
don't
well
lose-
So
furnished
it's like a little
space.
closet space. It's like a little closet space study, pretty much.
yeah, as long as he
Yeah.
doesn't put it on a wall, then it's fine.
Yeah, because if I put it on the wall, then the floor becomes the wall and it gets porta pottied.
Yup.
It'll
You put it
tip
on the
everything in the
ceiling,
lab.
Do you just dump everything on someone?
What's that?
If you put it on a ceiling, do you just dump
That's
everything on someone?
probably because it would be
But-
considered as orientationally upside down, so probably it would just dump the lab out onto the floor.
Yeah,
but
basically.
that's not worth it, right? Because
Yeah, it's
I
currently
bet all
holding.
your stuff are probably expensive.
It's currently
Ooh.
holding. Just
I-
for reference here, it's got alchemists and brewers supplies, poisoner's kit, table, ever bright lantern. The bookshelf has ink pen, a few empty books, and a herbology book on it. I've got a chest with flasks and vials in it. My chest of preserving has flayer blood and other blood in it. And then my storage shelf is Dream Blossom, Laughing Cap, Nightshade, Flowerhead, Oil, Pounds of Avernus Ashes, and Alchemist's Fire.
Technically, I think a portable hole is a pocket dimension, isn't it?
Yeah, it's considered a extra dimensional space, hence why it always opens to the same one, but it orientationally opens depending on how you put the hole down.
Yeah. So technically, I don't think it would fall out. You think you might have if you put it on the ceiling, you might have a hard time getting in it. But
Also, it would just be upside down. It'd be like avant-guarded. It would just be turned upside down.
That was like a roof siding.
It's like everything's glued to the ceiling instead.
all right, so we'll say Klaus, you fly outward. I guess kind of just hover. Unless you want to fly away from the hole.
Yeah, I want
Lots of holes.
Yeah, I'll fly over away from the
Okay.
hole right there.
Oh no, Klaus was left in a hole. How long were you in there?
Not long.
I was just talking to you earlier too.
Yeah.
Damn, I lost the barrel. That's a shame.
Yeah, but
I do have.
barrel is now destroyed.
Don't think I have enough sand to make a glass pane. Maybe. Got a bunch of metals. Do we have another barrel nearby? I could maybe take some simple. I guess any sort of scraps of work. Build a trapdoor.
I would say if you either make. Yes, depending on what you do, I could always just put like a main hole cover or something on where it was, depending on. But yeah, you until you identify what the gloves are, you have no idea what they are.
What about if we park a wagon over it?
Strangely enough, there's two lamps right here. I could disassemble one of these. Maybe just follow a single light one. Sorry, dismantling casually.
Or to just look over you, saying, "Hey, that's city property. You can't do that."
Oh, I thought this was meant to ensure people's safety. I was going to seal up the more dangerous hold and the loss of this one light when there's one right here. It's very curious city design.
Are you questioning the city planners? That's treason. Take him to the gallows guard. Lock him in the Starcade for questioning the city planners. Can I try and persuade them to lock him up and convince him that he's disrespecting the city?
Sure, roll persuasion. Wow, natural 20.
Nice.
Guards, get him. He's disrespecting the city.
They look at him, look at you, look back at the hole. You get a sense that they want to act, but they feel like he has this look on his face like, I'm stuck here, but I can't do anything.
Oh my god, they can't do anything because they've been assigned to the hole.
Call for backup.
It's like a dog in the front yard. You leave the front yard and then they just stop.
He's littering too. He threw a barrel down the hole like it's a trash pit. Fine him or something.
Oh yeah, you're already down the hole. Why don't you get the materials I need?
I was cleaning the hall out, and on my way up, you threw more trash in.
Out of what? What else is down there?
But dude's body was also at the bottom of a hole, in very, very bad shape.
I mean, I'd imagine so. He got his soul ripped from him, and then, like, his material form ripped somewhere else, if I remember correctly.
His soul got ripped, and then he got yeeted down a hole.
And stuff landed on top of him.
Yeah.
And he's now had a barrel dropped on his corpse.
Yeah, that's. If he was alive, he's probably not alive anymore.
Yeah.
Or should I say, if his body was alive?
Do guards have shields or just spears?
Just spears. Spears and looks like a short sword.
Guards, may I get your name? I know Lieutenant Dan personally, and I'm going to tell him how bad of a job you are doing about not arresting this man for littering and disrespecting city property. This will not look good on your end of your review.
Heat up and thin some metal. I could make a fence.
You hear me talking about chewing up the metal post?
They look at you and saying, "What we do during our duties is not your concern." He goes back to his post. He's not going to give you his name.
Probably overkill, but if I burn like a whole pound of like copper, I could just spin out like a simple copper fence, like lay over the hole, yeah?
Yeah.
And then just any old like extra bricks or something could be rearranged in there. It's like regular ground. It's just like make sure this is get a proper patch, but people won't fall in.
Ah, yes. You have invented rebar.
Probably something more like this. Like some.
We'll pound of that, and yeah.
Come on, fire.
Probably just delete everything downward and just put it on top and call it a day.
Oh, Jesus. Ignore that. I tabbed out while I had the orb open.
What did you do?
I had the orb open to 6 feet like this so that I could measure something over here, and I tabbed out, and it resulted in the orb doing that.
Oh. Yeah,
It jump scared me.
it looked like you're about to cast something big.
Yeah, no, just gonna nuke the entire street, don't mind me.
That's
You
what
think that the
Klaus would do.
100-foot hole pit is bad? Wait until it's a crater.
That's
would
what
not do
Klaus
that.
would do.
I would not.
That's a lie.
So while the filling up everything over there is going on, I am in fact going to do this because why not? These 4 tiles over here, Phelan is going to come over here and he's going to lay down his portable hole and then climb down the ladder. Probably look over in the direction of the guards as he's climbing down. Just because he's watching what's going on near him. It would be
Yeah, about where you're standing.
6 foot diameter.
And we'll color it to be.
So
Blue.
he's just
There you
going
go.
down there while the filling of the other hole, the covering, I guess, Minecraft creeper holing it right now, of the other hole is going on, and I was gonna see if I could try to just like mix something real quick while they're doing that. I have an idea of what I wanted to try and combine already.
All right. There you go.
Interesting if I built a platform of my site, placed full on.
So I think what I'd like to try to do is I'm gonna fire up of course, firing up the alchemy kit and everything that's on the table in the hole, and I'm gonna try and see if I can grind down some Dream Blossom and Laughing Cap together and turn it into a liquid.
Okay. Make a dexterity.
Probably
Yeah.
there is alchemy kit check, probably, or alchemist supplies.
Yeah, I think it would be. Are you proficient with your with alchemy?
Whispers of the Dead.
All
I
right,
have.
so be.
I have it on alchemy right now.
So make it a dexterity.
It's with.
So make a dexterity check and add your proficiency.
Yeah, I think my proficiency
Is +4. At least.
Yeah. Think. So that'd be 18.
Yep, you're good.
So pretty much I mixed together the hallucinatory flower and the mushroom that makes you laugh, and what I did is I crushed them down, added a little purified water in there, mixed them together, and pretty much I turned it into like, a suspension, a liquid.
Yeah.
Probably enough to make a vial since I only used one of each ingredient, so it'd be one flower head and one mushroom.
Yep, that works.
I can probably guess what it does already, but I'm just gonna add it as concoction in the portable holes list or in my inventory for the time being,
Maybe it's a little
until
high.
you get the time to like figure out or shove that into GPT. I'm just gonna list it as a mixture.
Yeah, all right. Anything else y'all want to do?
I guess we just need to get ready to go and then follow where we need to.
Yep.
Myself. Over. All right. Yeah, if y'all want to get any other supplies or anything like that before you go over to the. So now's your chance while you're in town.
How is... I'd get us all in a group and I'd ask how everybody's health potions are.
It's a good question. I think I lost track of mine.
Phalar kind of looks over and he kind of like pats himself down and he's like, I've not really been carrying many, honestly. The amulet that I have that seems to restore me upon consumption of alcohol. I've been kind of forgetting to stock on them. He's got an amulet on that heals him 4d4 plus 4 when he drinks a pint of alcohol, so he's kind of been forgetting to actually get potions.
Yep, yep.
Which is
Maybe
also an out of character thing, because I forgot because of the amulet.
auto tends to fail. Maybe we should just go buy some potions just in case.
Yes, I suppose a few wouldn't hurt. We have the coin for it after all, it's not like we're in any shortage of that. Now the question is, would that be a general goods store, or would it be a magic shop goods?
Most likely a general goods store.
Alright. So Otto is going with, of course, Phalar, pulls up the hole and everything, rolls it up, puts it back away. Just for the sake of being concise, probably not moving our models all the way over there.
Yeah, so a basic
Auto.
healing potion is 50 gold. A great and then any stronger potion add 50 gold to it. So it's 50, 100, 150, 200. But in my world, supreme healing potions are very rare.
I can only imagine, yeah.
Thankfully,
Or
I
it
have
seems to
one
be
of
the
them.
general consensus.
I guess for simplicity, what do y'all want to buy?
I would just buy like 2 regular potions.
All right, that'll be 100 gold.
All right.
I will
100
buy.
gold.
I'll buy 2 regular potions also.
All right.
I think, yeah, it'll be the same from me. So I'll show 100 gold removed. Blank.
Potion of healing. Add 2 of them. I can go into the equipment. Minus 100
All right.
gold.
Does Singe want any? Or
Singe.
Are we using the how is mixing potions being handled? We just using the inbuilt table?
yeah. If you're mixing two potions together.
Even if they're the same type?
Well, I mean, it depends on the.
I'll
Depends on
just
the
buy a
type.
bunch of the cheapest healing potion there is and start mixing them just to see if I get a random quality hit.
So you're gonna mix a healing potion with what?
Some of the results on that table are just like permanent health or something. Table stop. Apart from experimenting with mixing them, I'd probably be just best to leave it alone.
All right. And I think Julia will also buy two greater.
I want to ask him if he has any demon veil wine in stock.
Yeah, for 200 gold.
Can you bill it to the Silas? Bill it to him.
He'll nod. Unless there's anything else, y'all gonna head to all of the directions.
I believe so. I'm done with that.
Yeah, same here. Given the situation that we are potentially going to be busting at this party, Phalar is going to telepathically alert Alatia to stay behind, because if I bring the Shield Guardian, the cult might recognize it.
That and you don't
Because
that
Shown
and
up a few times now.
that and you probably don't know if they're gonna allow it to come clomping around in a fancy party.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, Shield Guardians are expensive ass things to even own, so it would be something to flex, but on the other hand, yeah.
All right, so as y'all eventually set off out of town, who would be leading this? Leading this.
Oh, retcon before we leave. I want to go up to Singe and tell him he could maybe hire a wizard to do some magic for him to cast reduce on Eladia to make him smaller.
I think that would only bring him down one size, wouldn't it?
I
By one
believe
category, yeah.
he's currently, let's see,
I think large.
I think we saw that scroll sold at
yeah,
one
large.
shop we visited.
So it would turn him medium.
True.
Tiny, small, medium, large, huge, gargantuan. I
Yeah.
should not know that off the top of my head that quickly.
Funny enough, I just he even when I bring him down to a medium, he still looks pretty massive, and he's still shaking the ground.
Which is funny.
If you do that, then he will get disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and his strike's still 1d less damage on hit.
What a nice job for the transformer.
What does it last for? Oh, it's only a minute. You'd have to be casting it nonstop.
Yeah, probably not the best solution, so.
Yeah, I think it's constant. I don't think you're probably gonna be expensive to. I think it's concentration too. And wizards probably not cheap. They're gonna charge you per day.
Hello, would you like to cast the reduce on my Shield Guardian 17 times?
17 times?
It's like, yeah, that'll be 17,000 gold.
You'd go to the shopkeep and ask, do you have 50 scrolls of enlarge or reduction in stock?
No.
Let's not ask what Klaus is planning on doing with the.
Ooh. Oh, prices. What's a potion of climbing worth?
How small can I make Singe?
Well, if he's already size small, then sizing him down would make him size tiny.
I think
If I go one more step,
I think he's
make him Adam Man.
Now, see, I find this funny.
be Ant-Man.
One of the previous
Yeah.
editions actually had a size below tiny, which was diminutive. And I don't know why it was yoinked, because it was kind of funny. There's a creature in the Dark Menagerie from 3rd edition that is size diminutive, and it's the, what is it, the Swamp Tyrant, but they're just called Swamplings. It's like pretty much the size of a tadpole, which would be what size diminutive would be.
Ah.
Because size tiny is stuff like plates and certain chairs and things are also considered size tiny. Pretty much objects you can hold in your hands are considered size tiny.
I guess
And then diminutive is for things like, say, the size of like a die, for example.
As we get going, I'll take the invitation out of my pocket and see it where it starts pointing us to go.
You follow the road for probably good half mile before eventually pulls you off into the woods, leading deeper and deeper. Eventually, you come upon this large clearing where it looks like a set of older ruins, kind of in a semicircle, and you see, kind of standing in the middle of it, is this purple-skinned figure, black eyes, and kind of like this finery of kind of fine. You see, has like this very large, kind of poofy, almost like silk shirt, with kind of long, kind of black hair. As he looks over, saying, "I assume you're here for the party."
Yep.
May I have your invitations? He holds out a hand.
Oh. Do you guys know where we put our invitation?
It should be in your pocket. Everybody has them. Like we had
Let
them
me
out.
check my pocket.
Did you leave it back at the house?
Oh no.
You check your pocket, and there's a piece of paper in there.
Okay, I thought you were about to make me roll for it.
I'm gonna tell
For the
Singe
sake
that's
of
actually-
brevity, don't suggest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Singe that's just his shopping list for groceries.
Well, I think it is the invitation. Well, I hope so. I hand the invitation to the guy.
Kind of looks
And
at he looks at it, and then kind of waits for the rest of you to hand him the invitations.
Phalar, kind of, there's like a certain stance to him, like he's broadened his shoulders, he's not in his usual, like forward-leaning stance. It looks like he's like actually standing proud, and he takes out the invitation, and he hands it over, and he's like, "Here you are, sir."
He nods. We'll say, take it for simplicity, that he gathers the rest of your invitations. He says, "Stand behind me in the teleportation circle."
oh, where's the teleportation circle? Is it on the ground?
He points behind him in kind of this circle of ruins where you see this large glowing circle.
All
Come
right.
on, Otto.
You
he
would have thought a
literally just
teleportation
said-
circle is round.
Why are you asking where it's at? He
Circle.
literally just told us it was right behind him.
Oh well,
What are you doing?
maybe I couldn't
You're
see.
embarrassing yourself.
It's fine.
He says, "When you get there, please check in with security. It is required."
Okay.
As each of
Stand in
you
the circle.
As each of you step in, there's a swirling of wind before you, as the light kind of fades from all of you. You're standing in this kind of well-kept marble entryway, and you see kind of sitting at the as kind of standing on each side of a set of kind of mingled in grass in root stairway are two guards in what looks like black, almost obsidian like armor with long kind of pole arms as they step forward and saying, I assume you've come armed. You are allowed to keep your weapons as long as they remain sheathed at all times. No funny business or you will be removed. Is that clear? And the guard
Yep.
kind of looks at each of you for an acknowledgement.
Phalar gives like the frontal body kind of like bow nod thing.
Can you repeat that again, Sonny? I'm hard of hearing.
No funny business. Are we
What
clear?
funny business? Yeah, I don't like funny people either.
Otto just nods.
Guard just. You can't tell if he's staring at you because you can't see any facial features within his helmet. You just feel this pressure in your mind. You feel this kind of presence within your, like something's almost trying to prod within your mind for a moment before it fades. Says, very well, you may proceed, and then motions to the stairway below.
Before I go, can I ask you one question?
Depends.
No funny business, you said, right?
Yes.
What about anti funny business?
Guard just walks away.
He just ignores you.
He didn't say no to that, guys. So we can have anti funny business.
Isn't that just funny business?
It is.
Oh my
It's a
god.
loophole.
I think he just doesn't want to acknowledge what you just said.
I'm gonna take that as a loophole. If anybody asks.
Oh. Otto just turns to Phalar and Singe like, are we gonna be fine?
Phalar's just like, we should be as long as we don't make too much of a scene.
I think that's a high expectation.
What about you, Phalar? What do you think of the anti funny business loophole?
He kind of looks down, like tapping his chin for a second. Then he looks back up with the hand outward, kind of waving towards you, and he's like, "It is an interesting possibility, but I think we should see what exactly we're going to be dealing with before we cause any potential trouble."
Yeah, but if we do that, that's just anti funny business.
I define whimsical music for the Feywild. It just makes sense.
So what you're
I
saying,
kind of forget
Phalar,
sometimes that we have the music bot in here because I have its volume down because for some reason when it plays it messes with other people's microphones since I'm on mobile.
I getcha. So what you're saying, Phalar, is that we should also have some anti funny business going on.
That's just anti-funny business.
No, here's another.
He
even
looks
more
at Otto
antis
and
in it.
he's just he looks at Otto and he's just let him have his fun with the wordplay.
That's another great
Are
question.
you sure?
Do I see that guard anywhere?
You lost sight of him as you made your way, started making your way downward.
Dang it. I was going to ask him about anti funny business.
But there are 3 guards at the bottom of a stairway.
I want to walk up to one and be like, sir, can I ask you a question?
Certainly.
So the guard upstairs that let us in, he said no funny business. Then I asked him about anti funny business, and he didn't say we couldn't do that. So I'm asking about anti funny business. Is that also allowed?
As long as it's not anti funny business.
Oh, yeah, I would never go that many funny businesses. Don't worry about it. Just wanted to clarify on the loopholes here. I mean, rules here. Thank you. I'll walk
Oh
by.
my god.
I'll turn around to Phalar and Otto and give them a thumbs up.
Yeah, so go
But
mingle
in the
with the...
Feywild, I suppose. I mean, it's a Feywild party. There's gonna be stuff going on anyways.
That's true. So now's your chance to mingle.
Give me your strangest drink, barkeep.
If you don't already have one planned, you know what would be fun is rolling on that alcohol table.
Yeah, where is it?
I do believe I still have that. It was a World Anvil thing. It was a thing I sent late a while ago because Phalar is drinking and stuff. There is a table, I think it's here, that's just of a bunch of different alcohols, and some of them are mundane and some of them have effects.
But yeah, we need that, and we need the other drinking table also.
Here, I'll send it in.
General.
Yeah, it's 200 different alcohols are on the table.
I want your strangest and your second strangest.
Here you go.
Did you post it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. You can either just scroll the list and choose one, or you can press the roll button.
You have the 9 steps to hell. He kind of reaches under the table and pulls out a glass where you see it's a black liquid on the top and a red liquid on the bottom, and they're both just on top of each other and not almost
It's separate layers.
Yeah, separate layers. You can see this almost like cloud of smoke almost rising from it.
Mix them together and I'll try it. What's the tab like in this place?
And as you drink it, in a matter of seconds, you feel like you've been tortured in about 9 different ways.
So pretty much he drinks it, and then once he's got the last sip down, I'm just imagining he hits like burning, and there's like 4 or 5 different kinds of pain just radiating from his body all at once.
Yep, basically.
The helmet
It looks
just
like he
goes
just feels like
dark,
he just got hit by a truck.
and his suit starts leaking a plume of smoke.
And
It's like a fog machine was turned on in the room.
the guard kind of look at his little eyes. His eyes are kind of wide, like, don't pay me enough. He has this look like they don't pay me enough for this. You want that second drink now?
Just sitting there smoking.
I'll take that as a no.
I would like to ask a barkeep for a drink, and I'll roll, see what I get.
Okay.
I rolled 201. Ethereal ale. The more intoxicated I get, the more you fade into the ethereal plane.
Oh my god. Imagine you get blackout drunk and you just fade into becoming a ghost, and then, like, after a few days, you've now become disembodied, so now you're disembodied and a vampire. Taylor is just like, hey, another one of me!
Are
What?
these effects
What?
permanent?
I mean, I don't think they are. I think they're only temporary. I mean, you can already see into the ethereal plane with your true sight. So
I think that the effects last, like, unless otherwise specified, they're either, like, an instant
I will
thing
be right
or
back.
until you sober. So, like, I think, for example, like, the angry cider that I got from the treant is, like,
I think it lasts an hour.
I think it lasts for, yeah, an hour. Which, out of any emotion, of course, it was anger.
Bam.
Hmm. Alright. So what are we doing? Are we just mingling with other people?
Yeah, right now the rest of us are over at the bar, rolling on the table that I sent in general chat.
Yeah, the whole point
Like
is
social
to
life.
yeah, because you have to remember the cult is using this party as a cover to conduct business. You gotta socialize.
Let's see. It's a D100, right?
It's, if you look in general chat, I sent the thing. You go to the link and then you
Oh,
just
that's the potion. Okay.
yeah, you roll on the table to see what they give you. I've had that table sitting in my backlog for ages because of Phalar being a drinker.
Wait, the D100 is what we're rolling?
Here.
So if you go to the link that's in general chat in the
Oh,
server,
okay.
and you click on it, there's a thing on there that rolls a number for you. Because there's 200 possibilities.
I rolled a 44.
And then it should tell you what that is.
And Brandy's Brandy, named after a famous pirate captain. This brandy is covered with seawater, and barrels it is aged and are submerged in the sea for a year before it is served to the patrons.
Ah. So, pretty much what he's been served is going to be very salty then.
Okay.
Because it's, yeah, like, pretty much what he's been served, it's a brandy, it's cut with seawater, meaning that they use seawater as the base, and then it's put in barrels aged in the sea for a year.
Yeah, so salt and salt with a hint of sea flavor.
I was like,
tastes like fish.
I was
Oh my
say,
god, that tastes disgusting.
Klaus, you see all the way from on the other side of the room a familiar vampire lord.
I would also like to roll for a drink
On the other side of the dance
as
floor?
well.
Yeah, you see a familiar vampire lord.
Oh, yeah, I see him. Can I... Do I have to roll for the drink, or can I choose a drink?
You can choose it.
I want to get 2 frost giant kisses.
Ophelia is gonna drop her morph now that she's in here.
I'll wave at Ophelia and ask her if she would like a drink also before I go over and talk to her father.
You over and take the drink.
What will you be drinking, Ophelia?
I don't know.
Could Singe use some of the smoke pouring out of the armor, maybe even using a bit of mage hand to increase it, and like try to like stealthily sneak under the bar along to like the shadowy corner of the wall?
Sure, make
Like
make a stealth check since he's looking right at you.
Who's looking?
The bartender. He's staring right at you.
I'm gonna roll for Ophelia to see what she gets. If it's anything cool.
Would I be able to slip out the leg? Well, I guess if it's auto smoke. Yeah, alright. I'll try it. Where's my table? Here it is. Was it flat or advantage of auto smoke?
It'll be flat.
Okay.
It would be advantage when the smoke is bringing to a flat.
14 total.
Seems like he didn't notice you ducking down.
And along with me comes out my homunculus, which is just a smaller version of Steel Defender.
Ophelia got a cube spirit as her drink.
Oh, I think I know what that one is.
It's
I
a
read
drink
through the list.
It's served in a hollow ice cube with alcohol inside of it, and you put the whole ice cube in your mouth and it melts, and the drink will come out. I'll take the 2 Frost Giants Kisses drinks and tell Ophelia I'll be back in just a bit and
I'm not.
start.
So, a quick thing while I was looking through the list here, because I am gonna roll, but I was also gonna request a specific thing on the side from the bartender. But I also just want to note that there's a thing in here that's called, I think it was called Goblin Choke, and if you look at the description of it, it says that it's nearly undrinkable and made with fermented garlic. Oh god. So, see here.
That one didn't load, but go away.
Shit, that's far. Okay, cool.
So I'm going to, firstly, Phalar is gonna kind of look at the bartender, and he's just going to be like, you, sir, behind the counter, if I may ask, what kind of pricing or tabs are used at this particular get-together?
Drinks are included.
Ah, very well then.
How high is the ceiling, or is this just like got no roof over?
Are we in like a grove?
Yeah, the ceiling probably like these are large vaulted ceilings, so they probably probably go to like maybe 30, 40 feet tall. But you see you're more like almost in like the entire top is like overgrown roots and vines and leaves.
The homunculus will just fly up to the ceiling and sit there for now. Got a little jetpack.
Okay. So as Klaus, you walk up, he sees kind of in mid-conversation, he's like, yes, I can probably get those materials for you. I have tried minis in my time in the Shadowfell. The young man he's talking to saying, that would be lovely. I'm happy to pay top price for it. He kind of turns and shakes hands. Still not even aware that you're even there.
Alright, I'll just sit here respectfully, not interrupting until after they're done talking.
Probably after he turns and shakes hands, he kind of sees you and looks over saying, ah, you're back. I'm surprised to see you here in such a gathering.
Good evening, Lord Duskvale, and I'll hand him the drink.
He'll take it, saying, Frostgiant's kissed. Excellent.
It's frosty for 12 hours.
Ah. And he turns over to these two and saying, anyways, gentlemen, we'll talk again soon. He'll kind of walk away from these two.
Wait.
Over to you.
Above table, before I roll my thing, I was just looking through again, and oh god, there's something on 97 called Wyvern 981, and the description is viscous liquor with an indescribable taste. Some have likened it to being punched in the nose with an onion, whilst a fond memory kissed you gently inside of the throat.
Oh,
What the hell? Excuse me? Let me see. So what I was gonna order from him specifically is pixie wine, which is usually served by the spoonful, but I was going to ask him if I could get a few spoonfuls worth to put in the flask for later.
He'll nod.
And then
He'll nod and
tell him to give me a specialty as well, and then roll.
I want to try some of that zombie whiskey, maybe.
Oh, is it the one? Yeah, the out-of-touch elf decided the undead were in vogue this season and created this whiskey from grains soaked in rotting carcasses. Tastes absolutely awful, but somehow leaves the drinker without a hangover. Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Oh, that vegan
Or
blood wine's pretty
refresh the
cool.
page, apparently, because it decided to crap out on me.
As Lord Duskville turns to me, I'll ask him how he's been these past 2 days.
oh, I'm doing just fine. You know,
To hear.
not much happens in the Shadow Vale. Which I like.
Oh.
I like it quiet.
I see.
Alright, I've rolled. This one's kind of a fun one. If you just want me to say the number and then late you can tell everybody what happens when Phalar drinks it.
Sure.
It's 135. 135 is what I rolled.
As you ask for that special that you see him reach down under the thing and starts.
I only asked for you in this one because I feel like this is probably something that would be on the DM to kind of
As he starts,
assist in describing.
as he starts like pouring various liquors in and starts shaking it, you see him pull out a large kind of. They don't really have probably the closest thing they have to like a martini glass. It's this gold cup that instead of a stem, it's just this strange kind of claw kind of clasping the cup of it. And you see him pour it in, then reach down and take this large eyeball and plop it in, and then slide it over.
Baylor catches it on the counter, kind of tilts his head a little bit. He's like, I've had stranger, I will give it a go, and then he's going to down it.
Alright.
So, once he's got it down, firstly, it's just about as potent as normal alcohol, but it also says that it is delicious, so like he kind of sets it down after he's done drinking it, and he's got like a smile on his face, and he looks over to the bartender, and he's like, that was actually quite nice, and considering, and then he looks down himself, looks up at his hand, waves it in front of his face, because feels like normal alcohol, but gives the person a false feeling he or she has multiple eyes after drinking it.
Okay.
So Phalar just drank it, now he's like seeing, he feels like he's seeing out of more than,
Excellent.
like he feels like he's seeing through his eyes separately.
Does it help that my dice keeps bouncing off minis?
They're playing volleyball.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a
a
dice
party.
tower.
Or it's like a game of trying to juggle the die on top of your head.
That didn't hit any mini there, and that was an even worse roll.
Alright, just checking some stuff in the background.
I didn't tell Lord Duskville that the trade route has been set up, and it should be getting shipments and things pretty soon.
Ah, good. We see him kind of look you up and down, saying, I see you've taken the dark gift, I see. At
I
least
have.
the beginning stages of it.
Yes.
See him smile. He gives out like this fang smile and says, You'll like it. Trust me.
Sure will.
Anyway, I better take him to socialize with these fine folk. He'll walk off and start talking to these folk.
I would
Taylor,
like to. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he like sits up from the stool, gives the bartender a nod of thanks, puts a couple gold coins down on the table, and just kind of walks away, not even looking to see if he takes them or not. He's going to head in Klaus's direction, probably not too fast because he feels like he's got depth perception issues at the moment.
I would like to walk up to these two gentlemen Lord Duskville was talking to and ask them how they know Lord Duskville.
The young man in the mask says, Oh, through an acquaintance. I was told that he has some interesting construction material that he's acquired in the Shadow Vale, and I think we managed to achieve a deal here today.
I see.
Senji's gonna try climbing up one of the walls to mount the rafters and vines above.
Okay. Okay.
Let's get a better view of the party. He's so short. Acrobatics was a 17 total.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hanging up there. Maybe eventually gets along around where the bards are playing music and does a little dance up above. And his homunculus has instructions to pick up any unattended materials.
Okay.
Someone turns away from their drink for half a second.
Yep. He put his robe on the homunculus, so it's got storage.
Yeah, but, like, imagine I keep stealing the same guy's drink over and over, so it gets to a point where he realizes it's happening every time he looks away, so he just starts intensely staring down his drink at all times. So let's say, like, Phalar probably makes it up to you at this point, and probably when he stops, he's uncomfortably close and then backs his way up, and it's just got, like, his eyes are wide.
Good to see you again, Phalar. I was just talking to these two fine gentlemen here. I didn't happen to catch your names yet.
It's nice to see you, too. I see you from my head.
It's like, I am Lord Aaron Blackwood. At your service. And he holds out a hand.
The family grows.
You said Blackwood?
Yes.
Any relation to... what was Silas's brother's name?
I don't even remember.
That's so long ago.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that we purged the notes from last campaign.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could probably find my DM
Oh no, wait, it would have
somewhere,
been in the
but...
other channel, or in the other Discord that's gone now.
I think we just called him Lord Blackwood, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, he had a name, but we didn't refer to him with that name.
Yeah. I got it. Are you kin to the Blackwoods from Vale?
He gives you this very inquisitive look like... No, never heard of him.
What about Silas Blackwood?
Drugs.
And what about you, good sir? I'll turn to the small man on his right. What is your name?
Call me James.
Do you have a family name, James?
I do, but I prefer not to chat with strangers. No offense. He kind of looks you up and down.
You think I'm not worthy or rich enough to know your last name?
I think who I share my affairs with are my own business. Well, if you'll excuse me, and he turns and walks away.
Opportunity attack.
We're not an initiative.
He'll go over and talk to these people.
I'd say, as, like, Phalar's kind of like trying to shake his head to shake it off and everything, his higher alcohol tolerance, his vision probably starts to correct itself. And, he kind of looks at Klaus and he's like, I would have to warn you that if you go back over to that bartender, some of those drinks have some rather strong effects. I don't know what he gave me, but I've been seeing double for the past few minutes. not even that potent, really. I don't feel quite tipsy. It was more of a side effect.
I see.
And then he lifts up his
As,
flask and he's like, I did get this, though, which might be helpful. I can
as you say
elaborate on that later.
that, Otto is gonna come over to you, and Otto heard, and he hands you his drink. So you want to try this?
I can't remember what it was that you rolled, if you rolled already.
Brandy.
Oh, right. So he was kind of like, I suppose so. We are at a party. I'll take a drink. So he's gonna kind of.
Does
But he's
Fable
not
like
gonna
salty things?
He's not gonna drink the whole. He's very experimental with stuff. Like if he's presented an alcohol, he'll be like, "Sure, I'll give it a try," as long as he trusts who it's coming from.
I say, as this conversation is happening, Sins, from your vantage point, you notice that there's a figure in a mask who's standing over here. Is just, you notice that he's not socializing with anybody. He's just watching. Like he's waiting for something.
Huh.
A little odd.
So Valar will take a sip of the drink and then hand it back to you and just be like, "It's quite potent. Ooh, it's got quite the taste. Didn't believe I would ever imagine what it would be like to taste straight salt water, but
Well, everything this has a first time, I guess.
yes, I do wonder what our friend Sinj has gotten himself up to."
We can ask.
And I'm gonna assume I'll kind of leave this up to you, Sinj, actually, because like you were climbing up as Phalar was walking past where your homunculus was at. So like, would he have seen you going up? Do you think?
The homunculus was sent out ahead as a bit of a distraction. He would have wandered off while hiding to climb up the rafters. I don't know if there's any reason for anyone to notice Singe apart from maybe the faintest wisp of smoke trailing behind him. Maybe if you just roll well in perception.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Singe is taking an interest in this interesting mushroom-headed, almost seems like a creation similar to himself. He's like climbed above him and is observing him.
Yeah, you see this mushroom-headed figure is just... As you get closer, you see just a gaunt white face. No eyes, no mouth, and... He's just lively talking with this person he's with.
I got a 21 on the perception check to see if I can find Singe.
Yeah, I'll say you're able to see him.
I think it would be funny actually if he's like, I do wonder what our friend Singe has gotten himself up to, like I had said, and then he looks up and sees Singe, and he's like, oh, quite literally up to.
Catches him climbing along the vine and getting in position.
He's just looking over at him.
Sitting there and kind of hanging over the side, looking down.
So at the same time, Phalar's probably been looking around the room as well, seeing if he notices anybody that's out of place. So I kind of wonder if he notices the man as well.
Definitely would. He definitely seems to be mostly standing out because he's not socializing at all. He's just standing there watching.
His outfit's probably not too out of place given that it's a masquerade, but
Yeah.
everyone else is talking to someone.
Yeah.
The guy in front of him just looking at him too?
Yeah. The first person is actively talking with him,
Oh,
and so is
No, it's just, there's a man that's hooded and masked within here. You noticed him first, and then I just perceived him as well. And it's just there's a guy I'm not entirely sure where he's at because I didn't catch where he was marked at. But he's just kind of standing by himself. Meanwhile, everyone else is just socializing. That being said, uh, um, Baylor probably looks at Otto, looks at Klaus, and he kind of, you know, the one guy is still standing in front of Klaus, and he's like, Klaus, I don't mean to interrupt, but if I could ask you to come a bit closer for a moment. I have something rather interesting to say.
I'd say, excuse me, sir, 1 second. And I'd turn around and
Nod.
walk over to you and say yes.
Probably, I'd say,
Probably
you know, like,
wander off and
not to scale, but we're probably at about, like, by the time you reach over to me, we're probably at like a 10-ish foot distance from him. And then he kind of looks at you, looks at Otto, and he's like, firstly, Singe is above us. He's climbing on the vines, so we need to keep an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't fall on anybody or anything and get himself or someone else hurt or anything broken. Secondly,
But
I won't point to him, but there is a man in here that is standing out, about man or woman, anything in between. We never know what is under clothing in the Feywild, but the point still stands. Everyone here is socializing, and there's one individual that's standing at the edges of the room who's just watching. I
maybe
don't
he's
want
just
to...
an introvert?
It's possible, but we do also have to remember why we came here. If that is, in fact, true, it would be best to keep an eye on him without drawing attention to ourselves.
That may be correct, but the letter also said that there's gonna be some cult activity here. I figured if it was that, I figured they'd be here trying to win favor with the powerful instead of sitting in a corner by themselves.
They could possibly be waiting for something, perhaps a certain meetup with an individual. And he kind of looks off to the side and looks back to you, and he's like, I have seen such things before. Discreet meetups with deals, people socializing in places that would be usual to socialize in, with others that are in an unusual circumstance to make themselves stand out less.
That could also
And then
be
he kind of chuckles a little bit, and he's like, I have a little bit of experience with such odd get-togethers.
I mean, you guys want
But
to go
I mean,
talk
you know,
to
up
that guy?
table, the kind of get-togethers that Phalar is used to when he says odd get-togethers aren't really parties, but
No, no, I
close
mean, Otto just asked, so I mean, you guys want to go greet the guy?
I mean, I suppose. On one hand, it could be a good idea to stay away, but on the other, casually approaching him could be a way to make ourselves seem less out of place. If you get what I mean.
Yeah,
But
but this
draw
is a
less attention if we're
ball,
not avoiding
right?
it. And pretty much what he's saying is that on one hand, avoiding drawing attention to ourselves by him would be a good idea, but on the other hand, what you're suggesting is a good idea, because if we talk to him, then once we leave, we'll draw less attention.
Yeah.
Because it means that we presented ourselves already. Well, Klaus, what do you think?
he's going to here.
I have an early shift
And
tomorrow, so I gotta go.
okay.
Enjoy it.
Mushroom guy will go get a drink.
So, class, what do you think of the situation? Otto is suggesting that we go converse with the solo individual to potentially socialize him. I think that it could be a good way to give ourselves some cover, build less interest in us. Because the way I'm thinking about it there is that if we socialize with him, it makes us just look like normal partygoers.
I'm back.
Oh. So, the man that's in the corner, Otto suggested, or I was like, maybe we should keep an eye on him from a distance, and Otto said, well, what if we go talk to him? And then I was like, that might be a good idea, because if we go talk to him, then we front ourselves as just being partygoers, and we draw less attention in the long run. And then I was like, Klaus, what do you think?
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's go. And then Otto walks up and said, "Hello, my name is Otto, and here are my two companions. Wanted to say hi."
We noticed that you were kind of in the corner by yourself, which of course if you want to be is completely fine, but we figured we might as well say hello, considering this is a party after all.
He says, "Oh, I see you're. This is my party. I'm just overseeing things to make sure everyone has a wonderful time."
Your party?
Yes, I am the host of this party.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
May
Please,
we ask her name?
you could just call me the host. And he kind of gives like this over-exaggerated bow.
The Great Gatsby bow.
Yeah. It's like I didn't really have a mini for him, but you see he's like as long and lengthy as he is. It's like the way he bows down. It's like his head is almost like touching the floor.
Oh, so he's got the Slenderman build.
Yeah, basically.
Except like normal, almost normal height, just really skinny.
Yeah, really skinny and
He's a
really,
stick
and
figure.
really and really tall. Yeah.
So then, Phalar will kind of give a nod in response to his, bow. And while he's doing so, like, what kind of vibe am I picking up from him, if I could tell? Like, just generally, does he seem like he might have any sort of agendas? Probably be an insight check.
Well, the question is how much interaction has Phalar had with the Fae?
I mean, given what happened in the last campaign,
Yeah, probably.
at least decent. If not on the front line, he would have been somewhere.
Yeah. So make an insight.
Boink. My normal roll is a +2. That's a 22. That was a nat 20. Pretty much, I'm just trying to pick up on like the general vibe. Does this guy seem like he's just throwing a party, or does it seem like he knows that there might be activity going on?
You definitely get the vibe that he's being outwardly friendly, but you also get a sense that he's not giving you he's not being completely honest.
He just got a mask pretty much.
Yeah,
He's masking.
literally.
Yeah, he is wearing a mask. So Phalar kind of chimes in, and he's just like, "This is quite the interesting and extravagant get-together, I have to say. What, out of curiosity, of course, made you decide to throw such a party for so many people from across the material plane?"
Oh, there's plenty opportunity to mingle and plenty of opportunity for deals to be made. And I do like a good bargain, don't you?
I suppose, in the right situation, that deals and bargains can be made among even strangers. That is true.
As he like gestures out toward the party, but please enjoy yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Phalar kind of gives a nod, and then turns, and is like, kind of, as he's turning, he's like, "You yourself as well." And then kind of motions for Otto and Klaus as he walks away.
As those two
But
walk
of
away,
course, you know, if anybody else has anything that they want to talk to him about, it's not like a signal that you can't. He's just,
Yeah.
he's done.
as they walk away, I want to ask him, and what kind of bargain do you want to make with someone?
Wait, what are you saying? I didn't quite hear it.
I was asking him what type of bargain is he trying to make with someone tonight.
Oh, the person I'm making a bargain for isn't quite here just yet. But when he does, that's when this party can really begin.
And may I try and ask who this person might be? I might know them.
Oh, I don't think you would.
Come from quite a high background. I might know of him.
He's a very talented spellcaster, from what I understand. Quite old looking, but well, I guess all of you humans get old.
I would say humans get old. It's a good thing I'm not a human.
That's true, you aren't human. He says, I think some information I'll keep to myself. Besides, I wouldn't want to disappoint the other guests.
May I ask, is this gentleman from the House of Troy?
Yes, he is.
Thank you. I'll turn and walk off.
Okay.
And I'll come up to Phalar and be like, and tell him, Phalar,
Yes.
I had a little chat with the host after y'all left. See if I could get any more information out of him. And he said he is
As
really
you,
on
as you start, Phalar is just real quick. He's like, I got a bit of a masking vibe from him. He's definitely hiding something.
well, apparently, not going to a big long story. Someone from the House of Troy is coming here who he's waiting on for this party really to kick off. And if you
Is
remember,
that so?
yes, and if you remember, Ventress Troy, the Herald, is from that family.
Ah.
I do not know if that's who he's speaking of, but he said it was a Greek spellcaster who's old.
The man that we encountered did have quite a long white beard. Reminds me of another spellcaster I've heard of, but probably not related.
I don't know that spellcaster with the long white beard you're talking of. Could it be Gandalf, or are you talking about Saruman? Perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, I was doing that because I was like, haha, funny, out of universe reference.
We should go visit them in their towers one day. Maybe Shadow Fox will give us a ride.
Real quick note, by the way, speaking of, don't know if y'all knew this. There's a character in the Lord of the Rings universe named Tom Bombadil, and supposedly he's the oldest character in the entire world, and he is so old and contains so much power that he literally just doesn't concern himself with mortal means. Apparently he is so pure of heart that he could carry the ring without it influencing him, but he doesn't care because he doesn't understand why everyone wants it destroyed. Because it can't affect him, so he doesn't get it. Be like, why is everyone so scared of guns? I'm bulletproof. I don't have any problem with.
So I would keep your eyes open. I'm gonna go mingle around some more.
So, is the host still standing where he was, or has he moved?
No, he's still standing there. Like
I'll come back up to this.
Alright.
He'll drink his wine every now and then, but mostly just watching.
I'm gonna keep checking every so often, by the way, just a heads up to see if he's still there, because if he's suddenly gone when I turn to look over to see if he's there, I'll be using one of the spoonfuls worth of that stuff that I got from the guy. For quick side note reference, what it does is for 1d4 hours you see pixie dust trails behind where people have been walking.
Ah.
So if he's suddenly gone, I'm gonna down a shot of it and see if I can see a trail where he might have been.
Alright.
It doesn't do any black magic fuckery, which knowing Faye, he might, but...
Yeah.
That's why I asked for a few shots of it, because, like, you never know when we might need to track someone, and it could help.
I will come to this group and introduce myself.
The woman in the groups kind of smiles. Let's make a perception check.
8.
Never mind. But you do. One thing I'll say is you definitely seems like this lady is. You see, as she's talking with these two, she seems a little more on guard with what she replies than the rest of them.
Interesting. I would like to ask them if they know of anybody in this party, a noble or a servant of a noble, who might deal with soul tracking or locating lost souls.
All of them shrug. Oh, no. Yeah, they all shrug. They looks like they have no idea what you're talking about.
Are there any elves or high elves around here anywhere? I'm trying to avoid elves if possible.
You see, most of the quote elves here are like fey elves from from here. So
Okay.
there's none from the material plane here,
Okay.
except for probably Ophelia.
Okay. I guess I will just come back and join Ophelia over here and pull out my pipe and start smoking it.
All right. Baylor, as time progresses, if you kind of look around, you look back, and the host has moved back, and you see standing next to him the very familiar Harold. They seem to be deep in conversation.
No way, guys! Look, it's Harold. as Otto would know him by just the name Harold.
Some dude named Harold.
Hey Otto, look, it's Harold.
Who?
See, we had the Herald, the guy that attacked us. If you remember when you tried to roll history to see who he was, you rolled poorly, and instead of remembering him as
Ah.
the Herald, you just remembered him as a guy named Harold.
The guy who I gave middle finger to?
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't remember him as the Herald. You just remembered him as a guy that you think was named Harold. So I was saying, hey, look,
Yeah.
Otto, it's Harold.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, Otto, you look over and you now see it's the guy you tried to flip off for. Baylor stopped you.
Yeah.
You see, you see he and the host are in deep conversation.
I'd say, I'd look over at Otto and be like, Otto, I believe that the individual that the host is talking to might be of interest to us, but we should probably be a little bit discreet about this. How about you go that direction, and he's going to point to the bar, or no. He's like, he goes to point to the bar and he goes, actually, how about this? You're wearing something that's different enough from your normal clothing, right?
Yes, but he knows my face.
Yeah. The Harold knows most of you.
I mean, Phalar is probably just concealed enough because, in character right now, he's wearing enough clothing that his glow isn't really coming through.
Yeah.
So, he'd be like, all right, and Otto has a hood, right? Like on the ball clothing, does Otto have like a head cover still? So remember you
Actually,
mentioning
no.
that you got like a coat or something?
He should
Actually,
have a
no.
mask on since it's a masquerade.
Oh, it's a mask? It's a mask ball. Okay, yeah, he has a mask on then. Mask that covers his eyes and top
Yeah,
part of his
So
nose.
then he would be like, I have a bit of an idea. So, I would like you to follow along with me here. And he's going to be like, and for the record, don't look in their direction. It's crucial to this. So then he's going to have Otto walk along on this side of him. Alright? And he's just going to kind of, so in character, as I'm moving my piece here, he's like, so, remind me again, where did you come from? Like, what's brought you out this far in our adventure so far?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. He's making
Oh.
small talk. This is leading to something. Just
talking
the
to
only
us
thing that
right
he's
now.
told you is he's talking to you, and the only thing he's told you is to follow with him, stay on his right side, and don't look in their direction. Above table, late, so that you understand what I'm trying to do here. Phalar is walking along with him, trying to just kind of wander in their general direction and annoy them enough to make them walk away.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to induct a private deal over there. So like, if party guests are getting too close, they're probably going to move. So Phalar's just kind of small talking Otto and wandering in their direction.
So you're
Yeah,
trying.
He's not
those
trying to be
are
too fancy with it, but
there are two things. One is I'm curious about the stuff that are happening right now, and the second thing is I think it's related to my patron.
ah,
Uh,
yes. Overseers or bosses or lords, whatever you want to call them, patrons, anything in between. Usually, if they give an order, it's difficult to deny it.
Yeah, might be a little more than that, but that's another topic for another day.
Oh, trust me, I understand wholly. I come from a background of I would rather not discuss, and the things that I had to do for the person that I previously worked for, I would not wish upon anybody ever again.
Yeah.
So are you?
There's like a look of genuine like disturbance in his eyes when he says that.
Are you? It's like, are you trying to have this conversation loud as you get closer?
No, it's just
Probably
enough so
loud
that
enough
we
to be
can hear
heard.
each
Like,
other.
it's audible, but not enough to like pay
To
attention.
get attention. Yeah.
No, it's more like, you know, the host and the herald probably could hear us talking as we're getting closer, but it's more of like just side convo, like just when you're trying to talk and there's another conversation happening in the room.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be a general annoyance so that they'll move.
It's like, let's say, as you get a little closer, you see they just kind of stop in conversation, and yeah, they'll just stop in conversation, and then they'll just start moving. Are you gonna try and hide yourselves as they start moving in your direction?
Well, Phalar is, you said, just barely, covered enough to be unrecognizable. Otto's probably got a mask on, so, but he'll probably, like, step out in front of Otto, kind of just casually, as he's talking to him as they walk past, and, like, hold up a flask towards him, and be like, here, would you like a drink, as they're walking past?
I think the only conversation you hear is, too much noise here, we'll go upstairs where there's more privacy. And they'll start making their way up the stairs.
And then as soon as they're out of eye and earshot, Phalar pops, like, in one quick motion, like, in the, because of his dexterity, and this would be, like, in the span of, like, a second and a half, he pops the cork out of the flask, spins up a vial in his hand, and pours you, like, a pink syrupy fluid from the vial, or from the flask into the vial, and just lifts it up to you. Just like all
What?
instantly happens in one fluid motion, he just pours like a pink syrup into a vial and hands it to you. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll be downing some too. This will help us track them."
Okay. Should I drink it?
Yeah. And then roll a d4.
Okay.
And then he takes out, once you drink it, he'll grab the vial back,
Rolls a
Uh,
4.
and then, like, wipe it out and everything, put it back, close the cork on the vial. No, he'll drink one as well, so then I need to roll a d4. Because he did say that he would. So, okay, 1.
Yeah, say you also see that they aren't moving up the stairs like you originally thought. You see they have kind of moved kind of under the stairs, and all guards have moved to kind of block the way.
So, for reference on what happens there, Otto, pretty much for the next 4 hours, you see multicolored trails of pixie dust behind anyone or anything that moves.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
So, like, everyone's got sparkly trails following them right now.
And we're following,
So, there's like a floaty trail in the air that's fading away that was behind both of them. And then he's like, and then Phalar kind of shakes his head too because he also downed it. For reference, it's literally like maple syrup thick when you swallow it, and it's like almost like painfully sweet. Because it's a pixie drink, and it's served in spoonfuls.
Yeah. Do we, are we following this?
Potentially, it appears that they're having some kind of conversation that may be of interest to us. That being said, we should probably get Klaus as well.
I mean, I can make us invisible.
True, I have the ability to step into the ethereal as well. It is a matter of figuring out whether or not we will be hidden to everyone here. There are some exotic folk here.
Yeah. They might have true sight.
So he'll kind of motion, and he's like, "Right, we should track down Klaus then." And he'll probably look over. I'm assuming Klaus is at the bar, like his mini is. Bam might be muted.
No, I'm not. You are coming over to
So-
the bar, you said?
I'm assuming that's where you are.
Yes, I'm just over there smoking my pipe.
So yeah, he'll make his way over there, relative speed and everything. And Otto probably following along with him. And you can tell Otto and Faye's eyes are like heavily, like their pupils are very dilated right now.
What was the effect of the potion?
So it's one of the alcoholic drinks. It's painfully sweet, syrup thick, and it's served by the spoonful. When you drink it for 1d4 hours, you see a trail of multicolored pixie dust behind anyone or anything moving.
Oh, I see.
So pretty much it creates like a like how some games have like a bloodhound mechanic where you can see a trail behind people moving.
Yeah.
Is pretty much what I did there. So for a short moment we could see the trail, following where they were moving as it was fading.
Yeah. Okay.
So then as we approach Klaus, Phalar steps forward and he's like, "Klaus, and Lady Ophelia, of course, we may have some business to attend to here."
I think we found, the people we're looking for.
I caused a bit of noise, and he's just gonna kind of peer his eyes over in the direction of where the guards are surrounding, so that Klaus hopefully looks that way.
I will take a look over.
The guards have moved. Still blocking the entryway, and you see past them is the herald and the host, and having a private conversation.
Oh wait, the host is there too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
talking with the
no.
herald. That's who he's dealing with.
Yeah.
Oh.
Seems like two people having a conversation.
Yeah.
Leans in close, and he's like, "Do you remember the man that we saw in the tavern back in the material plane before Otto kind of went insane?"
I don't think
I do not. I
Klaus.
wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that.
Ah, that is correct. Well, the figure that the host is talking to is a rather particular fellow. That is the one of the house that he said he was going to meet. And yes, it is the member of the house.
I see.
And before you ask, in case you have noticed it, Otto and I ingested a bit of something from the bar. It creates trails behind those that move. We took it in case they decide to move again so we can track them.
Ah, interesting.
I still have a little bit extra, but I figured I should conserve some for later.
Understandable.
We, Otto and I were kind of planning perhaps some form of cloaking or invisibility, ethereal, something to let us get a bit closer, or maybe some way to hear from further away what they might be talking about, but we don't know if they'd be able to see us anyways. Maybe you'd have an idea.
Why don't you have Otto go on the dance floor over there and make a commotion to get the guards to come over, and then you go into the ethereal plane and go over there and spy on them.
Oh.
That could work.
And I'll sit here as Overwatch.
Why don't you make the commotion?
It's at this point you hear kind of shouted across the room, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present an opportunity to you to join a great organization. The opportunity to be on something important more than yourselves." As you see, there's kind of a couple of murmurs, and you hear one person say, "Why would we want to join such an organization?" And then another one saying, "I didn't sign up to join some hodgepodge organization." You see, as the host kind of reaches up, pulling off his mask, which you now see kind of black eyes, almost a very similar smile to what Otto had, that almost extends past his ears, and he laughs and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't asking."
Oh.
As you hear footsteps, as more guards start pouring into this room.
Had a really bad idea, and that would have been interesting.
Same. Oh.
I almost wonder if we're on the same page. I severely doubt it.
Now I'm thinking about something that I can do.
No, yeah, see, I was thinking about a possibility of something to do too, but I'm pretty sure it's likely not the same thing because what I was thinking was just completely out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say what it was because I'm not going to do it, most likely. And that was part of my brain was like, so what if we just pulled like a scuttling ship thing and I find the richest person, go ethereal, and then come out, stab them, and then cast blink, so that way it ruins most of the assets he could get out of.
Wow, that's one approach.
Hey, my character does have the ideal murder is okay if it's for a good cause.
So he wants all their resources.
Yeah, most likely, at least we can assume.
Is 5, 6 more guards. He says with almost like this grand gesture, saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, you have a choice. Either join or perish." At this point, all the guests start screaming. They start rushing this way. Trying to get out, but guards seem to be holding them at bay.
As they're trying to get through, could I cast Minor Illusion and attempt to create just like a wild animal to run through the guards to try and distract them a little?
Sure.
Just like, pretty much, I'm trying to create like as large of a creature as I can fit within the 5-foot cube that's just gonna kind of come running up from around one of the corners or something, and it's just gonna start like running between the guards' legs and stuff to try and distract them to see if it lets anybody come through.
Yeah. So what is this?
Try to disrupt their shield wall, pretty much.
So what does this animal look like?
Within a 5-foot cube, what would be about the largest thing that could still fit between their legs that could fit within a 5-foot cube? An object. Creature.
I'm thinking it'd have to be like a medium creature, so it'd have to be something like a dog, a rabbit.
No, something that fits within the current circumstance to not make it too suspicious. A blink dog. Since they're Fey. Because we're in the Feywild, so you know, it's not too suspicious as to why the hell there's just a random animal.
So are you telling it to like just
It's pretty much going to try and act as a distraction. So it's going to like almost like old cartoonish kind of thing. It's going to try and like, you know, bob between the guards, like between their legs and stuff to try and distract them, disrupt the shield wall.
let's see. I'll roll for
It's just trying to create a general ruckus, be a general nuisance to take their eyes off of the people trying to get through.
This guy manages to get past. He makes it to about where the host is. And you see as this guy is frantically running forward past the first shield wall, the host kind of takes his cane and flips it, catches one end, and try and trip this guy. Yeah, it's gonna do it. You see him with one hard swing kicks this guy in the shin, and this guy stumbles face forward and lands here. Supposed to be face forward, but whatever.
I turn to Phalar and shall we do something? Like, how are we gonna get out of here?
Sighs a little bit, and he's like, "Of all the times to not know how to create a cloud of darkness."
Do I have anything?
Quite literally, he's pretty much like, "Of all the times for me to not have learned the darkness spell."
You see Ophelia kind of step forward, not saying a word. Kind of on her, she brings her hands forward as you see this this blackish energy almost protrude from her shoulder blades, traveling down her arm, into her hands, where there's like this small kind of black orb, where she just like almost like thunderclaps it, and as that darkness lands about darkness is 10 feet wide if I remember right.
I
Now,
can check that. No, I can't because I don't have spellcasting. I hate
I'm
that.
going
I have
to-
spells. I have spells from feats, but I can't look at spells because I don't have spellcasting.
I am going to. I talked to Phalar. You go into ethereal realm.
never mind. It's
I can.
it's 15 feet.
You
I can
can't.
briefly step. I can briefly step fully into the ethereal.
Can you get out of here with that?
I cannot be interacted with while I am on the other side. Similarly,
So,
I cannot interact with anything else.
so you can get out of here because nobody can interact with.
Correct. I would be untouchable,
Alright.
but also unable to touch anything.
All right. And then. Oh wait, there's also Singe. What are we gonna do with Singe? Okay, before I say anything, Otto says I was about to cast invisibility on all three of us, Ophelia, Klaus, and Otto. But then I forgot we have Singe.
Oh yeah, Singe could be a problem. I can also cast. Hold on. I
Right.
can also cast invisibility.
While they're doing that,
Oops, hold on. Got to.
I think we need to get out of here ASAP.
Dang it.
while they're doing that, I'm gonna look at Ophelia and tell her, we should stick close with Otto and Phalar for now, Ophelia. I'll be right back.
In person or
I'm gonna tell that to her,
Alright.
and then when I say that, I'm gonna keep still puffing on my pipe, being calm, and just. Is there still music playing, or is it have the musicians stopped playing music?
They've stopped.
I'm assuming they probably stopped.
They've stopped.
Oh yes, everyone is screaming, and someone just got tripped. All the guards are advancing. Time to
You don't-
continue
You
playing.
don't know. The musicians could be in on it. They could still be playing music.
Just an average day in the cantina in Lego Star Wars.
Morg running forward.
Well, I'm gonna keep walking calmly with my pipe, puffing on it, and walk over to Ophelia's dad.
So,
I think
Because-
Ophelia's dad would just be like smoking on a pipe, just watching this.
I would walk up to him and ask him, "So, what are you planning on doing?"
I was planning to watch the entertainment, but I guess I should do something to save these people.
So, as well, Phalar is advancing as they're talking, and he's trying to get himself in a position where he's out of the line of sight of the guards and people on the other side of the darkness.
Okay. Phalar,
For the purpose of
as you're positioning yourself, you notice that this woman over here is almost like remarkably calm, and is like her like arm is almost like shoulder deep into this bush as you see her pull out a bag and start opening up, and you see her pulling out weapons, putting on armor.
Does she look like she's with or against the situation?
You can't quite tell.
Could I like roll anything to see if I can like look over the gear she's pulling out and see if she looks like if it looks like it would be something forged forged
It
of
doesn't
evil?
look cultish.
Does her gear look cultish? Yes.
Yeah, make an insight.
Don't give me the tutorial pop-up for insight. Let me roll. Nat 20. That's the second
Oh,
one. Phalar's feeling very
nice.
insightful today.
Her gear doesn't. Her gear looks in really well made, and you see. It seems like her mannerisms is like she's seen some stuff, and it's almost like
So she,
it's almost like this is just second nature. It's like, okay, here we go.
so like more like she's like a war veteran than part of the cult.
Yeah.
So she's probably on our side, so to speak.
As far as you can tell.
So once Phalar sees that, and now that he's on the other side of this like smoke wall or the smoke bubble, because you know he's trying to get himself out of the line of sight of the guards and everybody, there is purpose to this. Kind of like over the screaming and everything, just as loud as he can, you know, to the people that are nearby him, this cluster of people up here, right? He's just going to shout, let's see if I can, I had it in my head, and then the lady pulling out armor distracted me. So he kind of, you know, stands himself as, you know, straight and, you know, like head high as he can to make himself, you know, look like he has purpose and authority. You know, broad shoulders and everything. And he is just kind of shouting to the people, and he's like, be it your escape or your death, if you join him, he will exploit you. His goal is to bring about the end of the gods.
I think they're just like the screaming and the panic. It seems like, at least in this moment, it seems like what you say is just on deaf ears. They're more panicked about trying to get out than anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. He said it in like not trying to address anybody directly, just like as a thing that somebody probably heard it, whether they've acknowledged it or not. And he's gonna kind of look to the woman that's getting all the gear on and stuff, and kind of moving towards her a little bit. He lowers his mask as he approaches her, as like, you know, that causes the glow to come across his face and everything. And it's just like, be I ghastly or not, trust me, I am not with them. We are trying to get out of here as much as the rest of these people, potentially help them.
She nods as she's now like drawing her sword and a dagger.
And then he puts his mask back over his face to hide the glow again, and then probably rushes off to, you know, relocate the rest of his party.
Can I say to Lord Duskvale, excuse me for a moment, and with my mask on, wearing it, is this dim light in here or bright light?
I would say it's on like the cusp of dim light because it's like there's shadows in places because of all the candles and stuff around, but yeah, I would say if you can find the right spots, you can probably.
Okay, because what my plan is, because with the mask it says I basically meld into shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to try and do that and come up to all the people that are panicking and tell them if they join the Order of the Last Breath, they won't ever have to fear death. So I'm trying to recruit on the opposite side. Trying to get them to recruit.
I'll say make a persuasion roll, but this is a very high DC. Given the panic that they're in.
21.
Still seems like the fear and panic seems to take over most of their thinking. And it's just going in one ear out the other. The guards are going to now see they've some are hanging back to the shield, but you see some are like moving into the crowd. They're kind of very much like pushing them around, saying join or else. It's probably at this point you, Phalar, see this woman kind of get low, kind of assessing. You see her kind of sweeping this, and she is going to run forward, flip over this guy, which she does, with 28. Run forward. This guard sees her coming and tries to swing as she kind of barrel rolls again under him. And without wasting time, she's going to attack the host.
All right, as that happens, does anyone else in the group seem like they're able-bodied at all
What
in terms of being able to fight?
For most of the people here, it seems like they're just panic.
Yeah, most of these are spoiled rich nobles who've never fought.
Yeah, I
Probably.
know. I was asking, like, even in their panic, just like physique-wise and everything, does anybody look like they'd be able to?
I mean, even if they have powers, but they probably are just
Yeah, they don't have the
sheltered lifestyle.
they don't have the mentality for it.
Yeah.
They're probably used to just duels in their academies and stuff like that, not real fights.
See, above table main reason I was asking is because the other part of minor illusion does allow you to create sound, so I was gonna look for somebody that looks like maybe they could fight and then like cause a whisper in their ear of their own voice, since it says you can use other people's voices for it. Like their conscience telling them to stand their ground.
She must take 16 points of damage.
I will just calmly make my way back to Lord Duskvale. Where I was at before.
We should probably head out.
11.
The party's just starting.
This is a party now?
Yeah.
All things considered, Klaus, while yes, bloodshed can be entertaining, if we do not vacate or help, we will likely be next on the list as we are part of the crowd.
I will.
They can certainly try.
unless y'all interfere, otherwise she's gonna start just wailing on this guy.
We don't know the person, right? So that's
No.
that's about the attack. Okay, okay.
It's a lady that was getting herself dressed in like what looks like kind of like veterans, very well made armor.
Misses. His action. So are y'all just watching this fight happen? Is that what's happening?
Taylor's
still
not
back-
sure
I'm-
what he's doing.
I'm still standing over here with Lord Dustfell smoking our pipes.
See, Phalar kind of walks off this way a little bit.
Thing you just hear Lord Deskville say. Looks like another chess piece has come down to the field.
Yes.
Now the question is, how's the bartender feeling about this?
Well, I'm gonna tell Dustfell. I guess I should go back and join your daughter and keep her company. And I'll just walk back over there. The bartender's still serving drinks.
No, no way.
Oh, so it's an open bar then. Self pour.
Yeah, serve yourself.
Have some drinks before you get killed. Yeah.
I want to ask Ophelia if she would like a drink.
Sir.
I'll go over and hop over the bar and start mixing up some drink, a cocktail.
So the bartenders are right behind the bar, just cowering, crying.
All right, let's see here. So would this? I'm assuming this would be bright. This would be bright. This is probably dim.
Yep.
Like up in here.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, she's gonna move
What?
around.
While I'm making the cocktails, I want to see if I can talk to one of the barkeeps and ask them, out of the two of them, which is the best bartender.
They both don't answer.
I'd like
I
Answer me,
signed
your
up
life
for
could-
this.
Answer me. Your life could depend on it. It could be whether you live or die if you get out of here.
But they're just continuing to wail and cry. They're
If you can tell me, I will make sure you live and get out of here.
roll persuasion.
Ooh, other character, and this is the time for you to recruit for your cult of clowns.
30.
Oh my god. You should start preaching about clouds,
That's not a
Yeah,
cult of clowns.
the dwarf points to the other guy. The dwarf points to this guy.
That's the best one.
Yep.
I will point to the dwarf and say, "You are chosen by the order of the last breath to live." And
What?
is anybody over here watching the bar, or is everybody just focused on the front?
I mean, Orphelia's watching this with great
I'm talking about the other-
with great interest.
I'm asking about the other guest.
No.
Okay. Then with the other one, I'm gonna save the dwarf instead. With the other bartender, I want to pull out the Soul Reaver dagger and stab him in the heart with it.
Oh my god.
Well, he he dies. Wait a minute. I thought you left it for Lord Dustvale on the steps.
Oh, that's right, I did.
Just run back over and ask him for it.
No, which one did I have? Oh, weapon of certain death dagger
Yeah, there you go.
is one I have. Let me remove that one. I was looking at. Let me remove the other one out of here. Delete. Yeah, so I'll stab him with the weapon of certain death dagger in the heart.
You see, okay, he falls over dead. I would say Phalar and Otto, you now see that there's now this large smoke is kind of emanating from the entrance before you're allowed. I roll sneak attack for her.
That being said,
8.
can I roll a stealth check to see if I can kind of blend myself with the shadows here, given that I have a lot of dark clothing
Yeah.
and like tucked behind the chairs and such?
Damn, I didn't see if any of those were 6s. Uh,
That is a 19. Oh, you had 1 6.
okay. Wow, another 6. So 1, 2, 33.
So I'm assuming among all of the panic, I probably managed to like tuck myself around in here somewhere pretty decently. Conveniently shaped chair. That being said, I probably from here barely through, like kind of through the chairs, like this open spot between the chairs. Since he's not standing fully in the darkness, would I be able to see the host? Like along this? No, that's a box. Along this line,
Yes.
I'd probably be able to see him through there.
You can like barely see him because there's because she unleashed like a smoke bomb, so like this over here there's more smoke. Like you can see him, but it's like he's like partly obscured.
All right.
Yeah.
Does it seem like it's fading at all as the moments pass, or does it seem like it's still pretty?
It seems like it's on the verge of fading.
All right. So as soon as I have a clearer sight of him, Phalar in this little, dim light area, 19 on stealth. I'm going to try and make a short bow shot at the host as Phalar, as he's drawing his bow and readying the shot. It's just kind of like I've had enough of these cultic shenanigans. I need to get myself out of these. He's just mumbling to himself. He is not happy about having to deal with the cult right now.
But I thought we're here for the call.
Yeah, he knows. He's just angry that they're causing anguish at the moment. It reminds him of his past, and he doesn't like his past.
Alright, so go ahead and roll to hit.
Alright, so since I'm hidden, that's advantage, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright. That's just short bow. D&D Beyond, casually turning off Beyond the Spire for some reason because I decided to tab back into it. Let me refresh the page. There we go.
While he's doing that, on the bartender I just killed, I want to cast Animate Dead on him and bring him back as a
Oh my
zombie.
god.
It's at advantage.
Okay.
And then the one I'm saving, I want to toss him one of the coins Silas gave me and told him, when we get out of here, go to Moonstone Village and go to the tavern and show him this coin.
Will nod. So I'll say for simple.
I need to get a better bow. I got a 16.
Misses.
So the question is whether or not he's going to end up spotting me. I can't remember, is that against the stealth I already rolled, or is that just against I have to roll again?
I mean, that's against his AC. His AC, he's a higher AC.
I
than
mean,
that.
like, because I shot him and an arrow went past him. I don't know if that, like, makes him look in my direction or anything, because I tried to attack him.
He definitely looks in the direction.
And then I don't know if that's, like, against my 19, or do I roll again? I've never attacked somebody from hiding before.
When you attack someone from hiding, it reveals your position. So he knows where you are at the moment. So he
The question
turns.
is whether or not he assumes that it's me that shot him, since there's, like, 3 or 4 people over here.
Well, you'll be the only one with a crossbow in hand.
True.
Or short bow.
He looks.
Alright, so
looks over at you.
as he looks in my direction, I'm assuming this now means I'm going to be entering initiative.
Yep.
So, before I do, can I, as, like, he looks over towards me, can I, in one simultaneous motion, lift the mask off and drop it as I pull Fade away?
Yeah, you can do that.
So that way he just sees me rip the mask
Oh.
off, but he doesn't see who's under the mask. He just sees I rip the mask off and then turn into mist.
One for simplicity, the rest of you can roll initiative, and then if you want to use your turn to engage, you can. If not, then
Alright.
Thought it was like, I thought we're just getting out of here, but now we're fighting the cult too?
Ooh, my initiative is 5.
oh no. Wow, even at advantage.
Well,
Yeah.
I got 16.
I need a better bow. That's what I got.
Well, before it... Oh, he got a 5 too.
My dexterity is 18 with a +4.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're-
mine...
Mm,
Yeah.
Otto, you can do,
I got 16.
okay, so it's going to be host, Bella, which you don't know who that is.
Well, now we know.
Yeah, but in character you don't. You just think she's some
Yeah.
some lady with
So, after I told the one to take that coin there, I'm gonna turn back to the zombie I've made and tell him to start making cocktails and serving drinks. He's gonna clumsily pick bottles up, I guess, and try and make drinks.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you. Alright, there. You should have control over the zombie. You. Okay, so that is Bella, the host. Otto. Balar and Klaus. I don't figure Benny is. Oh yeah, you're by the bar.
I guess Singe is still up in the rafters.
Yep.
He's just watching.
Yeah, what is Singe doing?
He's just watching.
Yeah, we should probably, yeah.
And I'll roll for. Yeah.
Oh, he's not even here. He left.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he had an early shift.
Uh,
He only got
try
a 30. In her initiative.
Had streamer mode enabled, so I didn't even hear him leave.
I think Ophelia will look over at you and saying, should we go deal with this mess?
We can.
She'll just sigh. Kind of just hold out her hands and her swords kind of apparate in her grasp. And she'll... Or 30 feet. And he's going to smile at this guard. Going to try and charm him. Yeah, it's a failure. And let's see. I'll say pink for. Just be a dear and let me through. And you'll move aside. And she'll move the rest of her 10 feet. And she was dashing, and that'll be the end of her turn. The host. He will face step back 30 feet. And he just said, I was trying to be so nice. Well, I guess being nice is overrated. And he's going to extend a hand. Let's see. 20-foot sphere right here. Take. Level. Natural 20. Fail. 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 Seed. So she drops. He drops. He drops. Really fail, but she'll use a legendary resistance. Fine. And that's the end. That Bella will just flip over this guy. Natural 20. And make 2 attacks. Hits.
She's
Hits.
hitting that main character plot armor right now.
She is a real high modifier to hit.
Yeah, that and the nat 20 there, and then the 28 to get past the first wall.
That's 14. You're rolling horrible with these D4s though.
I will say, just as a heads up, I probably should have said it sooner. I've got a little bit of eventful stuff going on tomorrow, so I don't know if we want to like after the combat round just pause there or something.
Yeah, I was planning on after this we're gonna end the session. So,
Because I know I usually go to bed pretty late, but you know I have to get up earlier than usual tomorrow.
yeah, I got work in the morning anyway, so I can't stay
It's
up too
probably
late.
at the top of the next round after Klaus goes.
All right, Otto, what
Mm.
you want to do?
Oh, it's my turn.
Yup. It is your turn.
Okay, are we
What are you going
trying
to
get
do
out
on
of
your turn?
here, or are we
I
like
think we
really
are, but
fighting?
also we're trying to get out, but at the same time, Phalar also like is pretty pissed off at the host for his behavior.
Okay. Okay, what's
You're
my
also not sure where
distance?
Phalar went because he vanished after he took his mask off.
What's my distance between me and the host and the herald? Do we know the
Wait, there's
herald's
also a
there?
cloud of darkness.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's a
so-
cloud of darkness between you and the herald. So, at the, at
what
the, at,
does the
so
what
at,
does the goggle do in a case of darkness?
doesn't help.
Okay.
Actually, from where from where you are, you can actually see past it. You're about 75 feet from the host.
Oh. Um. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Um. Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking about using the 4, but I was like, okay, that's probably gonna create more panic. So maybe not. I'm just gonna do an Eldritch Blast at the host.
All right.
First attack, 24.
That hits. He's going to
Second.
use his reaction, unwelcome
Okay.
substitution, where as he sees this blast of energy coming, he snaps his fingers. As you see the Isabella is suddenly shifted, and she takes it.
What? Okay. Okay, does the second one hit 19?
How much damage does she take?
Okay, so 1d5, 1d10 plus 5, so how much is that? Oh, it's only 6 damage.
Okay. What'd
Does
you
19? 19?
19 hits?
Okay, okay. Oh, 15.
Wait, so you rolled a 10?
Yeah.
So roll another d10. Remember, because of exploding dice.
So that would be 11 plus 5, so 16. And then, Can I do a repelling blast?
Sure.
Just push him.
Push him back. Okay.
Yeah. Does it knock him into anything?
It knocks him. It knocks him for. He's on like he's now like under the stairs now.
Oh. Did he fall? Or
Mm.
is it just
No, it doesn't push them over. They just slide back.
okay. Alright, it's the end of my turn.
All right, Phalar.
So I'm currently faded away. What's the amount? If that's cone. 30. So I could go pretty much within this zone. Unless I dashed, I could dash.
Use your bonus action to dash.
True, I can do that. I think I will. Bonus action to dash would allow me to get 60 feet, which that is insane when you realize just how much double movement will get you. Like, I don't want to charge directly in there though, just yet.
Remember, this guard is charmed by Ophelia, so he'll probably he's just he's
He'll distract these
he's
two.
yeah, he's the only one who's not hostile.
All things considered, because I'm faded away, I'd have to bonus action my way out of it actually. So, because coming back from fade away is a bonus action. I might tell you what I'll do. I'm going to. You can tell I've had a very busy week because my processing is slow. I'm going to drop myself. We'll say. If I put myself there. Oh, I could reasonably, since I'm in the ethereal, I could just kind of waltz my way past the chairs here.
Yeah, true.
The way I've always kind of looked at it is, if it's like a solid, thick wall, probably can't go through it with my fade away, but if it's like tables and chairs, I could probably kind of trudge through them.
Yeah.
Since they're objects. So I'll probably pop myself right here. Don't mind the dead body.
Yep. Step
Matter
over,
of fact,
step over
since
the
I'm
dead
in the
body.
ethereal, I probably see their ghosts.
Yeah, you do.
They're probably still panicked.
Oh yeah.
So then, before, so I, if you don't mind, want to cancel that whole using my bonus action to dash thing, since I didn't really lock that in yet, and I didn't have to use it.
Okay. You're just gonna chill there.
I'm going to. Well, my bonus action could be used to exit fade away and reappear in front of these guards. But before I do, while I can still see the ghosts here, they're likely still panicked. But I'm assuming they'll probably see Skeletal Man charging in their general direction. And as he's moving in their direction, and he's pretty much almost in their space now, because he can still speak, just within the ethereal, so he's just going to be like, we're going to get this sorted out. I know that all of you are nobles and are probably not used to this kind of situation, nor can probably understand what I'm saying right now, but you are phantasmal now. You can fight back as well if you have a way to. And he kind of gives a smirk, pretty much just try to calm down the spirits in the area thing because he's part phantom.
Yep, makes sense.
Also, because my Whales from the Grave feature calls on spirits, It's a little bit of flavor. So bonus action to exit from that. And since I'm just appearing in their face, does that count as surprising? Not for the surprised condition, but like for the how I was been doing with the cult people to get my sneak attack.
Yes.
Since I just rapidly appear.
Yep.
So would that be at advantage then? Because sneak attack triggers off advantage.
Yep. It would.
Alright, so I'm going to try and stab the one directly in front of me, the one on the right of the two, from my direction. That'd be this one. Well, first is a 19,
That hits.
but I shall...
Try and go for that 20, sweet 20. Or in that one.
So yeah, that's a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
And I am going to, so that'll be... Okay, 1d4 plus 5 piercing for the base damage. My game is crapping out. What the hell? 7
Alright.
plus sneak attack, which is usually the
I think 4d6 at your level? 4 or 5?
4 or 5. Yeah, it's not showing me it. Where is it at?
I think it's at the bottom.
I think
More toward the bottom, I think.
likely. Vital sacrifice. Vital sacrifice stuff. Jeez, that takes up a lot of space. Other, let me just try to filter. There it is. And I can attempt one of those if I want. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to make the attack with my sneak attack, but I'm going to sacrifice 1d6 to do withdrawal when I do this.
Okay.
So it'll be 4d6 sneak attack damage. That's pretty solid, honestly.
Alright, he's pretty heavily hurt.
Then that's the 3d6 from core cut, so that's necrotic. Okay. That's 4 necrotic. I will trigger Whales from the Grave. Since that's a sneak attack triggered thing, so that will be to the one directly next to him.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you know? My speaking to the spirits worked.
Guess to roll again.
So that's... I don't know if you... Okay.
That's 18, 17.
Jesus Christ. Okay, just for the sake of the flavor of it, do we want to flavor that as like the spirit that I just tried to motivate was able to get their head straight, and when I created the rift to make the thing, the spirit comes through physically for a moment?
Yeah.
So like, when I sneak attack stabbed the first guy, as I'm stepping back for the withdrawal, which is half of my movement speed without provoking opportunity, so I will just step back this way by 15 feet. As I withdraw, where I was standing, the phantoms of the people on the ground that I was standing over kind of manifest and just leap out and kind of absorb into the second guard.
What was the last bit of damage you rolled? Was it 7?
It was 7, one of them was a 6, so then another 5 was rolled after that. So it was
Grand total of
18,
47,
17, 7, and 5.
47 points of damage. How do you,
Jesus Christ.
how do you want to do this?
So, remember, the Whales from the Grave went to the one guard, the rest of it went to the other guard.
Well, I'm saying all of that was just from Whales from the Grave.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much as Phalar steps back for the withdrawal, the spirits, like I had said, that he had talked to before coming back from the fadeaway.
Yeah, we'll sort of say like...
They like kind of appear in like, you know, full visible physical form. and just like grab the guard that Whales from the Grave went after, and then they just kind of warp into green energy and go into him, and he just like falls to the ground.
Yeah, you just see a visage of that same woman, like eyes wide, jaw unhinged, lets out this ear-piercing scream, almost like a banshee screech. But like as she like rims into him, you see he like lurches over. This green kind of energy kind of spills out from his eyes before eventually falls over and goes still.
I like to imagine that from the outside of his armor, it appears that there's nothing wrong, but if he were to take off his helmet, he'd probably look like a ghost himself.
And then probably after it falls, this green energy kind of almost like green smoke billows from his eyes. We see the woman kind of reappear, and then you see her look at you saying, "Thank you," and then fly off and vanish.
I expend my... Where was it? Yeah, I'd like to expend my reaction to speak the infernal soul word animus like I've done before and absorb the soul of the one that he just killed. Or she just killed.
Alright.
For my soul trinkets. So I now have all 4 of my trinket slots full. I can start doing some shenanigans with those now because I don't have to worry about running out of them.
Is the end of your turn?
Yeah, that is my action, bonus action, and reaction. I wasn't expecting to have to roll so many dice. That threw me completely off.
Why I like exploding dice so much?
Casually rolls triple max damage on Whales from the Grave and then a double max after it.
Increases mortality rate by 20%. Alright, Klaus, what you doing?
Give or take.
I'm gonna cast Fireball on that guard right there, at 3rd level.
Right and true classic.
So who would be hit by it?
Aiming at him, 20 feet.
Wow, Orphelia's just on the cusp.
Yeah, she's right out of it. So all those
Cress is gonna
3
get it
guards
scorched.
in line. The guard in the middle of that fog there, and I think Isabel's right on the cusp too. So yeah, just those 4 guards and that guy that got tripped that's laying on the ground in there.
Alright, the guy... Wow. At disadvantage, I rolled double nat 20s.
Damn.
Wow. I gotta take a picture of this shit.
My god.
Alright, yeah, so he succeeds. Surprisingly. And the guards fail. 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 Guy in the ground. He has disadvantage anyway since he's on the ground.
2 more nat 20s.
Well, 18 dex, so he fails.
He would pass because the dex is 18.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, he had disadvantage because he was on the ground.
I got you. Okay, never mind then.
I don't know. Do you think Isabella would have to roll? On the very... It's touching her base, though. I don't know.
It's not in her square, so I'd say no, because the bases are pretty
Okay.
big.
Alright, roll damage.
8d6. The hell is that? I didn't even roll anything.
What?
I saw
3d8 plus 1d6 apparently.
Yeah, I was clicking on the 8d6s. I don't know what rolled.
3d8 plus 1d6 is what rolled.
Oh well.
try it again.
And for some
8d6.
reason the d8s are in parentheses and the d6 isn't.
8d6.
Two
There's
sixes.
in there. Yep, 2 6s.
So middle one takes 16. Yeah, guy in the ground.
There's an extra 6, so that's an extra 3 to the passer.
Oh, what the fuck?
I love it how your
Ignore that.
icon in the rolling is the guy.
Yeah. So 38 altogether is what the ones that failed would take.
So he's gone. He's gone. Surprisingly, the guy in the dark is roll a double nat 20s, which is, I have no idea how, but okay. And those two are fine. It's your action. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
I'm going to command the zombie to serve drinks to the gentleman here that's still at the bar.
Okay.
The one with the mushrooms on his head. Looks like Slender Man. In the face. That's my turn.
Ophelia will.
By the way, Otto, nice player note, the host.
Shadow step 30 feet. Bonus action, and she'll walk the rest. That hits. Nat 20 from her on the second attack. Flashing. $29 points of necrotic for the crit. And 26 points of slashing. So with almost swift motion, Ophelia moves up, strikes the guy in the chest with a 1, flips the sword around, jams the sword under his shin, lifting the guy off his feet, and then withdraws it. As the host now very dead. And Ophelia will drop concentration on that, and we can end the session here.
What we have to do is face the Herald. And I have no idea where the fuck he's at.
He's probably just kind of over in the shadows, skulking about because he knows that we can't kill him. Or he assumes that we can't kill him, so he's just not bothering.
I'll end the session with as she kind of walks forward and yells out to the guards, "He is dead. Drop your arms." And that's all ended.
Sounds good.